Hi there, welcome to another edition of Freeworld Heads Up on Monday the 15th of August. Myself and Sanjoy with you as usual, and we'll start off with the currency again, I think.
Yeah, well, we would, except last 2-3 days I've been driving around the Highlands on this Route 500. It's a fantastic drive, by the way. You see some incredible scenery. Very noticeable, trying to get back to currency, how many French and German tourists there
taking
riding around,
cheap prices,
and also a lot of roads and work that's been done with EC money. Clearly, they clearly labelled as such, and fantastic. I recommend it to anybody. But as a result, I haven't been watching the currency, and it's so depressing that I tend to avert my eyes now. I see we've dropped through the 130 level, 129. The euro pound is now like trying to creep back up to 116, but it's actually about 1.1570. So historically very strong euro GBR. So not much to say there really, except it all seems to be kind of running out of positivity.
Sure.
We will be in from September onwards, probably, and the end of October, starting to see figures from the British economy which are post-Brexit, even though of course it's just after the referendum. It certainly seems to be clear though that there's still a lot of people shorting the pound, expecting it to go down further. I was reading in the paper today that a lot of British stocks are being shorted as well. Maybe a little bit too much bare thinking there, but still, that's what's going on. So that's it for the currency.
So we've got a bit of news on some commodities as well.
Yeah, we had an almond shipment report. That's the shipments for the month of July from California.
Okay.
These were up 13%, and what the last 3 or 4 shipment positions reports tell us is that the last calendar year we had historically very high almond prices. This calendar year we've seen the price come down really with a bang. The reservoirs have filled up, and in this period of the first 7 months of this year, and particularly in the last 3 or 4, we've come back to a situation where we have the same amount of almonds estimated with the new crop in.
Okay.
To market this year as we had last year.
Okay.
And of course prices anywhere between roughly about 40% less. So I think the American sellers, American growers are feeling rather confident that they'll have no problem getting rid of this crop. When news of the shipment report came in, that's 13% year-on-year increase. There was pretty much a knee-jerk 5 cents per pound reaction, but all rather going up, all rather immaterial, because I think most of these buyers are in Scotland by the looks of things. They're driving around. These are single-track roads. Marzipan factories are closed for the yearly sort of scrub down, and there's not much business going on. So if there's not much business going on and somebody's asked for 5 cents more, there's nobody to listen.
Yeah.
The sound of one hand clapping. So we'll have to wait and see when the buyers come back from their holidays, when the traders are in, when everybody's back at the desks, how this market goes. But we can see from the year's sales now that the markets which are quick to react have already made a lot of ground up. Indians have been buying frenetically. They're nearly 150% up compared to last year.
Wow.
Chinese are buying, they're I think about 11-12% up. The Middle East is the exception, but of course you can see why they might not be thinking about almonds. And the other side which is down is America itself is about 7% down, and that's because they're still running through the contracts which were made in September, October,
right.
And the pricing on the shelves is therefore
Still very high, right.
about 40% more than it is. So these developed markets where there are supermarket tenders and prices are fixed for a considerable amount of time, they take longer to recover. Correspondingly, they can also oversteer more because when these big buyers, we're talking about people like Costco, start loading up, that's a lot of stuff to buy, and the market can get quite short quite quickly. We think these are attractive prices, and if you're master of your own destiny, then it's probably a good idea to load up a bit. But overall, what we have in Europe, and especially of course in Britain, is complete uncertainty as to what's going to happen next. Plus that rather nasty thing of having to pay more for your goods than you're delivering them for. So let's see, it's not that case with the almonds, but on everything basically we've had about 15% price increase simply due to the currency. What about hazels?
Hazels is kind of the opposite story, to be honest. So we reported earlier that we'd had sort of conflicting report figures. One side, the government, the Ministry of Agriculture was publishing figures of around 460,000 tonnes, and the Exporters Union was estimating a crop of around about 580,000 tonnes. So big difference between the two estimates. Farmers, of course, wanted to believe that the crop was smaller and they would get more lira for their hazelnuts. They still seem to be believing these figures of about 460,000 tonnes. Estimates put about 150,000 tonnes of carryover from the 2015 crop still with the farmers.
I see.
So this pricing, this estimate from the government has pushed prices up close to about 20% in the last sort of 3 or 4 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we saw the hazelnut price jump up about 20% in lira terms.
Yeah, the problem is that there are lots of very, very small farmers. I know this guy who says he goes back and helps with the harvest, and they get usually 500 kilos of in-shell hazels. And these are granddads who are doing this. They don't need this money in the same sense that people need money to pay harvesters or whatever. They get their kids around to do it and all that. So and it's not that long ago when we saw prices like $20,000, etc. It's a strange market where the growers don't need to sell, but the main users of hazelnut in confectionery, and these guys reach a point where they have to buy. So the fact that the stuff isn't, that the exporters don't have buffer stock, is a bit nasty. That could combine to cause some delays to the new crop or very high prices. A sort of standoff will develop.
Yes, exactly.
Terrible, really, because the more it goes up now, the more it will come down later on, because somebody's got to consume the nuts.
Exactly. And I mean, they still had 150,000 tonnes left over from the previous crop that's still there. So, the quality
is kept quite well in shell, but then of course you don't really know if it's still with the farmer, what condition it's been. Last time I was in Ekchakya, I was struck by the number of well-kept little farmhouses, all with a huge basement.
Yes.
And something like an SUV flatbed, that kind of thing. TV aerials everywhere, and they're doing all right, these people. If they want to play this game, there's no doubt that they can play it for longer than us. So I think that's it. We've got the walnut.
Yeah, we've got a walnut video that we've just published this morning, so that'll be on our news page that you can click on as well. We'll send out links to that to anyone we think would be interested. Do give it a watch. It kind of gives you the various options of what you can buy in walnuts this year, and what we think are probably the best value for money.
Sure.
Give that a watch. Let us know what you think of that, and we'll see you later.
Okay.
Thanks.
You.